All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews, and I am again trying to review something that I started reviewing when it first came out last year. And if it wasn't for a person that I really respect on YouTube, if you haven't seen his channel, D's Reviews, he's gonna be reviewing season 2 of the Runaways, Marvel's Runaways on Hulu, and he's doing a season 1 complete episode-to-episode review, and I've been enjoying them. And I thought that I would do I rewatched season 1 just in the last couple of days, and I wanted to do a season 1 review after a second viewing. I reviewed the first 4 episodes of this show when it first came out. Back then I had terrible audio. They're still on my channel. And if I listen to them with earphones in, I can hear it pretty good, but if you watch it on your phone, you can barely hear it. And so I just kind of stopped making them for reasons that will become abundantly clear, other than audio problems. Now, if you haven't checked out D's reviews of Marvel's Runaways, he's got the first 2 episodes up right now. And if you really love this show, I highly recommend you watch his reviews for this program, and probably going into season 2. Now, here's my take on it, okay? So, I was really impressed with the first couple of episodes. I think the first 3 episodes of this show, of season 1, and full spoilers, by the way, I thought were really good. I thought were really, really solid. And I was impressed by a lot of things with it. And coming from the background that it was developed by Brian K. Vaughan, who is in my top 3 favorite comic book writers, and just creators in general, I was really happy that this was being developed, and I was really impressed with the first 3 episodes. I really liked the kids. I really liked that I hated their parents. I thought the story was cool. And then I kept going. And little by little, each episode started to just grate on me, to where I couldn't stand it anymore. By the end, there was a point near the end that I thought was a little bit better than like the middle episodes, but that kind of built it back up. But by the end of it, I was like, that was terrible. Like, what started out for me personally was like this really, really good show that just devolved into like just a terrible show to me. It was written, that's one of my major complaints, is that the writing and the dialogue is just so bad. It's so bad. And so when I was going back to like rewatch this, and I was like, okay, give it another chance. Give it another chance. Watch it with different eyes. It's been a year, so maybe you'll see it differently and everything. And try to watch it, with a little, with new eyes. And so I finished it. And here I am doing a full season review about a show that, look, I haven't really changed my mind. I think this is, on a writing level, this is not good. This is not very good. It devolves into a soap opera, and I mean like all shows are kind of like soap operas, right? But I mean traditional soap operas. This show devolves into a traditional soap opera that's like about people like in the Marvel universe, in this small little corner of the Marvel universe. And it's kind of like that television show Passions, that soap opera Passions, where it's just insane. Like, all sorts of crazy shit happens in that. Like, there's your normal, average, run-of-the-mill kind of goofy soap opera, like stuff like General Hospital and Days of Our Lives and Young and the Restless, where, secret twins and amnesias and all this stuff, and people's dead and back alive and all this crap, you know. And then there's this, that's what this reminds me of. This is what this devolves into. Like, this is more like that. It's like a combination of that and Passions. And then you throw in some Marvel stuff in there, like some superhero-ish type stuff. And so I was like, okay, try to judge it by that. Because this is not a good show. But is it can I watch it kind of like a guilty pleasure show? And I have to admit, yeah, I can. I can watch it as a guilty pleasure show. A show that's not good for me. It's like if I were to suddenly, you know, like people that, you know, they'll watch Downton Abbey, you know, but secretly they'll also watch the Kardashians. You know what I'm saying? Where they were like, I know I shouldn't, but I can't help myself. I just love it so much. You know, those Kardashians, they just blow my mind. And that's kind of how I feel about this. Is that while I'm mad at it, I yell at it. I just say that's stupid. Why are they kissing right now? Why are they having sex when there's supposed to be, you know, doing a mission? Like there's a scene in, like, what is it, episode 8 or 9, where, you know, like I said, spoilers. So, like, Chase and Gertie have sex on a mission. Like in the middle of a mission. Like they're supposed to be doing something really important and they just bang. And meanwhile, also, like, Nico and Carolina start making out. What? And, you know, and it's like, okay, so the two they have sex, right? And it's like this spur of the moment thing. So it's probably, they probably didn't have, like, did he have a condom on him? And bear with me here when I'm talking about this, because I don't know how long this show will last, but I almost can guarantee you that a possible storyline coming from this is that, you know how she can control that dinosaur with her thoughts? Okay, say she gets pregnant from this encounter with Chase, and the baby starts being able to control this dinosaur through the fetus, through the baby growing inside her. I can just tell you that would almost definitely be a plot in a show like this. That's how nuts it is. And so let me get to the stuff that I do like. Just like Dee says, this show looks great. It does. It does have a lot of color. It's nice to look at. Every character is, like, for a show though that is, like, supposed to be grounded in reality, these kids are really kind of, it's like if they made The Breakfast Club, like, for today's standards. And, you know, because you got the jock, you got the cheerleader looking girl, and then you got, like, you know, the smart one, and you got the nerd and all this. You really do kind of have the Breakfast Club here. Except I don't think any one of them is Judd Nelson. Maybe the dinosaur is Judd Nelson. I don't know. But then we'll be waiting for him to, like, put up his paw, and then all of a sudden, don't you forget about me, will start playing at some point. But wow, I almost got off track here. So they're very colorful characters. Let's say that, like, with all the bland regular characters around them, they stand out. Like, they always talk about how they're, you know, like Gertie says, like, you know, nobody pays attention to me. It's like, girl, you are going to run, people notice you, okay? You got purple hair. But I do like these characters. Even if they they can sometimes be written as stereotypes of teenage characters. Their parents. I really like their parents, the actors that play the parents. I don't like all the characters, but I do like the actors, especially like James Marsters. I mean, I will watch James Marsters in anything. And I like that, you know, they're doing this thing that, you know they're doing bad stuff, but they think they're doing it for the greater good. And the whole plot of the kids plotting against the parents and the parents not knowing about it. And then there's this, but then when I really first started having like problems with this show was when they introduced Julian McMahon as Jonah. Now I like Julian McMahon from on Nip Tuck. I like him on that because that's kind of how I see Julian McMahon. It's just kind of arrogant and sleazy looking. I'm sure he's a perfectly nice person in real life, but like, I mean, the guy's played Dr. Doom and a pervert damaged doctor on Nip Tuck, and he was like Alyssa Milano's bang buddy, and that was another reason that bugged me back in the day, was like he got to be with Alyssa Milano on Charmed, so that already was like a strike against him in my book. But when he shows up on this show, I just kind of like, there was like a legitimacy to me that just brought down, like, this is your bad guy, Julian McMahon. He's going to be the big bad of this season, of this series, kind of. And it made me feel like, oh my God, is this the best you can do? Because, you know, then it turns into this whole, where the deal with the devil kind of thing, where eventually the parents slowly but surely realize that this Jonah guy, he doesn't really give a shit about any of them. And that it's all just, you know, all these things that they've been doing for this guy to save the world and whatever, and help the world is all really just, they've just been played their whole lives by this guy who, you know, shows them some, you know, power and threatens, you know, like has them think if they don't do these things that, you know, the world's going to end. You know, they fall into that category. They've just been duped. And now, slowly but surely, they realize they have to stop this guy. But nobody really knows how. And see, the overall plot is good. It's all that other stuff that soap opera-y stuff, that really sugary, saccharine, just awful stuff that doesn't belong in this show. That they use to pad out the story and get the kids like, oh, I hope Chase and so end up together, or I hope this person, you know, like all that crap that's in everything from, you know, all the CW shows that this could be compared to. It doesn't need to be in here. It's fine if they have some of it, but when the whole thing is just, this person likes that person, but that person likes this person, but doesn't know that person likes this person, and blah, blah, blah. And some of the parents are having affairs and all this other crap that all could be trimmed down. Like, if people said, well, you know, what are they going to do? How do they make the show, you know, how do they stretch out this show? It's 8 episodes. Like, it's only 8 episodes. And I tell you this, make the episodes shorter. Who cares if it's only like 30 minutes instead of like an hour, you know, or 40 minutes instead of 50. If you cut out and trimmed out all that bullshit and just put in some interesting storylines other than your normal just, you know, so-and-so loves so-and-so and yada, yada, yada. And hang on a second. It takes me out of it. It really takes me out of it. I mean, every show has its loves and who loves who and blah, blah, blah. But it's like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has relationships in it, right? But they rarely take more importance than what's actually going on in the show. There are things that influence the story through those relationships, but they never overpower the story that's going on. And that's what I feel like things like this do, is they develop these personal relationship storylines with love and who's going to make out with who and break up or whatever. And that just, to me, just overpowers a lot of these episodes to where I'm like, I don't fucking care if so-and-so is bi or this person likes that person. And, oh, are they going to find out that what's going to happen when they find out that lady's been sleeping with her husband? Oh, no, you didn't. You know, just... It takes away from the actual storyline. I mean, the storyline's important, right? This guy's going to try to kill, like, you know, he's a bad guy and there's really bad things happening. Let's go more into that. You know, let's go into more of the complicated relationships that these people have with their children and their backgrounds and things like that. rather than this stuff that just, to me, just drags it all down into this been there, done that soap opera bullcrap. And the writing, oh my God. The dialogue in this show, there is so much cringeworthy dialogue. Especially like the standout cringeworthy stuff isn't just with the regular old love relationship bullcrap. Like whenever they're in the high school and the high schoolers talking to each other and the snide, remarks and all this other stuff. It is just, I'm just so tired of people not knowing how to write for teenagers. Like they've never been a teenager, like they were never a teenager. Because it's just, the dialogue is so, gosh darn awful. Like people just don't talk like that, and I know I shouldn't expect that much, but it's just so bad. And for me, that is so much of my enjoyment of a show, that if your writing sucks, man, it can really just make me just not want to watch it. And here's the thing, I've watched it all the way through twice. So I know, like I said, on some level, it's a guilty pleasure and I continue to watch it. And it does get, the end episode does give you something to look forward to. It does pick up steam. It does kind of go, okay, maybe this first season, they're like a lot of first seasons of shows are just, they're finding their footing. They're seeing what they can get away with. They can see, like, okay, this works and this doesn't work, and this is how we can improve on a second season. So I am willing to give season 2 a chance. Not like other shows like The Gifted that I just can't do it. Can't do it. And I will, all the episodes come out at once. So, I may just binge through it and see if I want to do a review, episode to episode review, or just a season review. Or if it sucks, I might not make it. Might not decide to do any reviews. I don't know. But I do have hope. And like I said, I do watch this as a guilty pleasure show. It's not good to me. Like on a writing level, the writing is so bad that I can't, in honesty to myself, and I don't want to tell you guys that I like it more than I do. Because I can't do that. I can't say that. I wish I could, because I really, really love the source material. But the source material didn't devolve into this. It rarely, again, it's another me complaining about the adaptation from the comic book to the screen, old hat with me. But I just, they're making a product for an audience that's not me. This show is not made for me. This show is made for people between the ages of 13 and 17. And anybody else that enjoys it on a certain level, fine. But I mean, this really is, for a certain demographic. This is not made for 40-year-old people like me. It's just not. You can still enjoy it and be my age, but I'm just saying, they're trying to get the kids. They're trying to get the kids in this, because I mean, this is like a lot of this is a social justice warrior's wet dream. So anyway, that's it. I like I said, I didn't really spoil too much. I really wish I had more to say about it, but this is more just like a warning. Like, if you this is the first time you're watching a review for this show and you didn't know if you wanted to like it, like, I'm just telling you, if you don't like really soap opera-y, like superhero type stuff, this is not for you, because this is just ugh. But anyway, like I said, I still watch it, just like Gotham. Like, I don't know why I watch Gotham. I shouldn't watch Gotham. Gotham is bad for me, but I can't look away. So like Gotham and Runaways, they're like my Kardashians. And hopefully season 2 is better. I don't know. But I've already talked about this more than I talked about my Walking Dead video, and that's crazy. So anyway, so I'll give this season like a C-, and that's being generous. 2.5 stars. However you want to rate it. Like a middle of the road thumb. Not up, not down. Just kind of like, it's kind of going like this way, but not all the way down. So anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe. Otherwise, this is Robin Smirking Gun Review saying we will see you on the next video. Bye.